had to send my friend a little voice message and tell her that I'm okay. But what's it called? Have you guys seen my rusa yet? This is the end result. Like, I have been craving this for days, and I really went all out with this. Like, I used so many candies and so much fruit. Like, my family has like the propensity for diabetes. I definitely might get diabetes out of this. If so, worth it. Further feeding Big Pharma. Yes, give me some of that overpriced insulin. It's my favorite. Overcharge me for it. Overcharge me for the little finger pricks and everything. Do you see it going down? I'm so glad I ate that. I ate that little tamarindo thing. Because now I can, like, if I could just, because I don't want to drop anything. I mean, I do have a cutting board right there, but like, all I want is a fruit. And all I'm getting is candy. Oh! Right here. Cucumber. Yes, I'm gonna avoid that big chili thing. Because, I don't mind diabetes, but I'm also not much of a sweet tooth, so I wanna mix it. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And I forgot this isn't actually sweet. Yeah. It's sour. Oh yeah. I hope they never cancel Ben Shapiro, because he will always be good for... He will always be good for people who like to see people try to be smart and then, like, fail because they literally don't have any critical thinking. They literally go on and on and on, like, in their own hypocrisy, like, just rolling in their own hypocrisy. It's like Ben Shapiro, really. We all gotta love this country and, like, freedom and shit, but God forbid you want the freedom to be not cis. And it's like, I hate when conservatives, like, find that propaganda, like, those people that feed into the propaganda, the ones that are like, oh yeah, I'm detransitioning, and it's like, okay, maybe you were never transgender, maybe you just had mental health issues, and those same people that you're, like, giving fire to will feed into the party, will continue to create propaganda for the party that will further keep people like you from ever getting mental health, and then people like you will get confused into thinking they're actually trans or something, even though they're not and never were. And you're just, like, taking help away from people that actually need it just because you want some TV time on some conservative, I don't know, platform. Like, you like the attention that they're gonna give you. They might pay you money. I don't know what's in it for you. It's either attention or money or notoriety. Like, people are gonna see you and I don't know, you're like outing your biggest shames out in front of LGBTQ people. Like, I don't know what straight people think. They probably think like, oh, it's a mental issue. What's it called? It's a choice, and some people end up regretting it. And it's like, well, maybe for those that you find that actually feed into that, excuse me, those that feed into that. I got distracted. Those that feed into that. What was I gonna say? What was I even talking about? I feel like I was talking about conservatives. Oh, yeah, trans people. The ones that detransition and stuff and then like go on like uh mm, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. I just feel like straight people will be like, yeah, you need help, you bought into LGBTQ propaganda, etc., etc. But trans people have existed forever. All you gotta do is Google it. Trans people in history. They're there. Been there. And yeah, just some people, maybe they were obsessed with their phones. Everyone's obsessed with their phones nowadays. And so a lot of things do get fed to you. And if you're already sad and impressionable, then yeah, maybe you might buy into it. But sometimes it's like, you know, people that are anorexic, how they also, I think it's also considered like body dysmorphia, that they see themselves a certain way, and it's like, maybe it's that they just got confused. They literally got confused. But just because one person got confused, or one person just maybe didn't understand what being transgender really is, and they just like, because they are impressionable, they just kind of went with it, ran with it, thought that that was them, and then realized that that's not. Like, some of those people that are like, it's not a phase, mom, like, that's them, maybe, but like, not everyone's actually like, it's not a phase, and then like actually moves on. Like, for some people it's actually not a phase. And it's just like this weird phenomena where like everything that people do, a lot of what people do is for procreation, believe it or not. It's for the purpose of finding a good partner to procreate with. And sometimes I think people forget that sometimes I think people forget that they should like themselves the way they are. But you know, with dating, sometimes some people make you feel insecure, and it'll hurt you so much that you're just like, I'm never gonna like boys, type of thing. And then like 2 weeks later you're like dating a boy. Like that, but for like people like that. Like, I don't know, like, who hurt you, what hurt you, and you will sorry, you will never know who you really are if you're like just doing it to impress people. And if you're already like going on a TV show to talk about how you detransitioned, like not a TV show, but if you're already going on online, going on YouTube, going up in front of a camera to talk about why you're detransitioning, there's nothing wrong with the trans movement. Something wrong with you. And it's not something bad. That there's something wrong with you. There's something wrong with everyone, really. Everyone's got issues. But you're taking away, you're invalidating a whole community based on your mistake, your personal mistake. And why it is that you made that mistake in that first place, that's where you and a mental health specialist, of psychologist, psychiatrist, whatever you need, that's where you and they get together and talk about it. But to invalidate a whole community based on some random people, just a small handful of people who have regrets, sometimes like it's like maybe the hormones work the wrong way, but like sometimes it's like, oh, I made a mistake, I didn't actually feel like being a girl, I just got confused, I got what is it, brainwashed. No one brainwashed you. You had issues of your own. You were impressionable enough to go through with something radical, and then when you regret it, by coming out and talking about your personal experience, it gives these people a way to fight and invalidate a whole community based on the tiny little handful of people that made a mistake. And all of that could be avoided easily if we just had better mental health care in America. I don't know. It's too hard to ask for. Drug and substance abuse and all of that could be avoided if we had more of that help. Homelessness. Sometimes it's families even that are on the street, so I wouldn't just say it's a mental health issue. It's like, we all know there's a system. Ben Shapiro denies it. He can point it out and then deny it. That's where I say, like, he rolls in his own hypocrisy. Men like Steven Crowder, like, y'all are focused on the wrong, worst issues. There are bigger issues. Sorry, I can barely breathe. There are bigger issues than just, like, demonizing a community that does little to nothing but kind of is leverage point in politics. That's why I'm pretty sure that's why they fight it so hard. It's because it's a leverage point in politics. The right is always typically going to be against it because conservative values, and then the left is going to want to defend it because it wants to appeal to, newer generations and everyone. It's like trying to be inclusive, but it's also failing because because Democrats are kind of weenies. They really don't fight current institutions hard enough, because they're part of those institutions. They're part of those systems. And we wish that, like, they'd go harder and, like, it's not like we can ask Democrats to, like, fucking bomb, like, Republicans out of existence, but sometimes I think we should. I'm just kidding. No, we shouldn't. It's getting cold. I think it's all that sugar I'm drinking. But I do not think it's fair. I do not think it's fair that people like Ben Shapiro and Steven Crowder are seen as, they are pushed so hard, like, by mainstream media. Fox News is just like their mommy, and they're the hip new commentators that everyone loves to love and liberals love to hate. Liberals and leftists. Some of them. But, literally, fuck me up, daddy. And by daddy, I mean Donald Trump. And by fuck me up, I mean you already have. I feel like none of my talk made sense. I feel like a lot of it was redundant. I feel like I gave no good input, but it is what it is. Done talking. Thank you. Thank you for watching me cheer myself up with some hedonism. Ain't nothing quite as good as hedonism. Am I right? Especially as my environmental dream sizzles in the global warming Texas heat. Yum. Okay, you guys know that guy that, like, has, like, a farm in the middle of nowhere, and, like, his favorite thing there was a phase where he'd be like, he just, like, started singing Don Toliver's, okay, I pull up, have any after party. Yeah, like, I felt that.